Good evening. Welcome back to the town on the Gorkin. We are Changeling, day 4. Most of the quests are done. We have given evidence of Barley the Barber's evil doings to our adoptive father, Sabarov, and are going to go talk to Bad Grief about how he knew that something bad was going to happen in the town because of the black twirine he's been harvesting and selling that grows along the river. We think it has something to do with bodies being dumped in the river, so we're going to go find out what that's about. That's the plan. Well, then we'll probably just be done for the day. Although I haven't talked to the Bachelor nor the Haruspecs today, so maybe we'll try looking for them. So the thing is, my quest log says that what he's selling is black twirine, but twirine is the drink. Twire is the herb, unless we're suddenly going to be using them interchangeably. And I did encounter black twire as the Haruspecs, and what I discovered about it is it makes all of your medicines much worse. They make them more lethal and not any more helpful. So don't use them. I do think that Bad Grief is solid husband material of all of the men in the town, broadly speaking. He's an entrepreneurial leader type, and there just aren't that many leadership positions in this town. If we didn't have a Sabarov, Bad Grief would step in. I believe that.
Them souls and a half are a bold lot. Or did they think Barley's gonna play tag with them? Game over, fellas.
The things I had to suffer through because of you, the knots I had to tie myself in. Don't you get all metaphorical on me, although the metaphor's clear, ain't it? You're alive, so that means the plan worked out all right. Eh? Am I right? I stole the severed head from Barley, and I took it to Sabarov. He won't go after you today. Go after me? He in whose army? Do you think he'd turn up in person, getting his hands all muddy and dirty? Like hell. Or was he gonna send you some stamped piece of paper? Oh, you thief, you. Well, bargain's a bargain. It's question time. I've got 3. Sure, go on. What do you want to know? Just do me a favor and skip the mumbo-jumbo part. I mean, it won't work on him anyway because of his medallion, so... Was Olgimsky acting in collusion with you? Depends which one. There's more than one Olgimsky, you know? One might have and the other might not have. That's why you can't bring them down. One hand takes and the other gives. The right hand floggeth, whom the left hand caresseth. There's your answer. Grief, were you aware of the coming epidemic? Well, we did figure it out eventually. You see, black twirine had been used as medicine during the first outbreak, and this time around the trade got really hectic and all. But those who'd order it must have known, probably as far back as summer. And who had ordered it? You know the answer. Who were you just asking about? Once again, the Olgimskis. Before the game even starts, before they commit genocide over the plague outbreak in the Termitary, they knew a plague was coming and started buying up black twirine. which means they knew before Isidore found out in the step. The Olgimskis knew and didn't tell anyone. They didn't tell Isidore. They didn't tell Simon. And they got sick. Elder or the younger? That's it. Question time's over. 2 Olgimskis for the price of 1 was already stretching it. Wait a minute, there's something I don't understand. Like you ever would, Lil Pimple. That's it. Enough questions. Gonna grab some rest now. I'm really tired. You go away. Nothing for you to see here anymore. What, you liked my answers, didn't you? Oh, you taught. I'll ask you more questions later. The way I'll ask them, you won't be able to dodge the answers anymore. This is not the right way to talk to them. I was confused. Mistakes were made? That's the end of the quest line. We're gonna see what happens if I try the mumbo jumbo part of the beginning. Even though he asks me not to. Can I get him to tell me more? Get more information without asking a question, maybe.
A spooky fella, that bachelor. The remedy worse than the disease itself. He'd swallow us whole.
Philin, oh Philin, I know of you this. You are the real ringleader of the killers. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? Yeah, I'm the real boss. I was lucky Barley came along at the right time. Let me cover my tracks and shift the blame and get off scot-free. The bachelor never got my number. Interesting. So Bad Grief is confessing that Barley was his doing. Or at least Bad Grief did do killings and then shifted blame. That makes sense. Okay. What did you need it all for? 'Tis my soul's desire, this killing urge. It's just that my hand was itching for some jolly fun time. Tell me about the Olgimskis. Have they been protecting your shady business? Fat Vlad's the real man. 'Tis he who's running the market. Young one's clueless. It was he that ordered the black tyrene too. His own doing. Final question, Grief. Where exactly did you dump the bodies into the river? That wasn't us. I know, the whole chant with them stiffs. That was the worms from the termitary, and I got the blame. I know nothing. 'Tis not my scope of murder, not my style. I swear to God, poisoning all the water? That's just gruesome. It's not for you to judge, after all I've found out. A blow with a big blunt stick in a dark alley, that's nice and clean, it is, especially when it's not from behind. With a knife, there's even a bit of gallantry in it, especially when it's not your own knife. What do we look like on the inside, eh? What do you think? No one wants to drag that out in the open. That would be scary. That would be giving away the secret. What secret? That's the point. I have no idea. I'll put a stop to it, I will. Just don't get me killed, little tot. I'll be useful to you yet. I've asked my questions, Grief. Come to. Interesting. So I can get through his charms if I had learned better secrets about him. I needed better hooks in his heart. It's got nothing to do with the outbreak itself. Okay. It's got nothing to do with the outbreak. He didn't dump the bodies in the river that caused the black twirling to grow. But he does like killing. I should stick to my guns on my miracle working, apparently. Even when I don't think it'll work, it could work. I'm gonna check in on Big Vlad to see if I can get anything else out of him.
Lucky people are bad hands at correcting their faults. They always believe that they're right when fortune backs up their vice or folly.
Nothing from Big Vlad. So that means this whole time, when I have felt that Bad Grief is the most honest person with me in the entire town, he's been lying to me about the one big thing I asked him from the beginning. I'm just not sure that it matters if it changes his character dramatically. He's the violent killer Saburov thinks he is. Vicious mob boss. And he enjoys killing. I think he likes it because it's forbidden. He wants to be able to cut bodies even though you're not allowed. That means a life of crime and murder. But he's not the source of the plague. It says worms were dumping bodies into the river. It's going to hurt my reputation to tell Saburov Bad Grief is not guilty. But he didn't cause the plague. I'm going to stick to that. Hey, I could use the reputation boost. Get over here.
The rabble is completely out of control. They must have been bottling up their lowly instincts for quite some time.
I've found out a lot more about grief than I'd care to know. What is it? Speak. I don't even know where to begin. Begin with the Olgimskis. That's the most important sin for me, and at least for him. For it's not his fault. So did Olgimsky protect his illicit trade? Did he benefit from it? He didn't just benefit, he presided over it. Grief was his stooge. Now then, we shall skip the issue of the Barber Gang, since it's clear now who their true mastermind was. Thanks to your courage, my brave girl. I don't know what to do about Bad Grief being in charge of the murders. He's one of my bound. This, yeah, Anarsi, you're not wrong. This is really bad. Grief wants me to protect him, so Saburov doesn't come after him. For Grief, it's basically a trade. He's just suggesting he'll be useful to me, and the thing is, I know that he will. I know he will be useful to me, because he's my bound. Is this what it takes to be a saint in this world? To let a killer live, knowing you will sacrifice him later? Am I trying to keep Saburov focused? If he spends his time hunting down Grief, does that just make things worse? Does keeping him focused make things worse? I can't help but feel like there's no good answers here. Awful. What I want to do is the thing I've done in all of my runs so far, and that is play my part. And I believe playing my part here is saying, yes, let's skip it. Lie by omission, protect Bad Grief's secret, because it has nothing to do with the plague. And he'll be useful to me later. I'm not sure why my Clara does that. I'm not sure why that's in the script. The motivation seems very murky. Let's skip it. Well, see the cause of the disaster that has struck the town? What is your verdict? No, it's not him. He's not to blame for the disaster that struck your town. Our town. Well, hearing not guilty verdicts from you is troubling. I hope it doesn't lead to something bad, huh? What can I do? I cannot tell a lie. Such is my nature. It wouldn't be fair to lay the blame on Bad Grief. True, the man has a rotten soul, selling his damned stock the way he did. Who knows if he was even fully aware of the terror that would follow. He feels guilty, no doubt, and I can hardly think of anything more precious than when a man like this embraces repentance. I must let him live. He will be of use to me yet. I did speak to them. Well, I spoke to the Haruspecs. Totally forgot. I warned the Haruspecs that Saburov was looking for him. I don't have anything from the Bachelor today. Let's see if we can find him. We'll start in the Stillwater. Do you think the developers knew that people would love Bad Grief? And that having him be a violent killer, orchestrating a gang of violent killers, was just them continuing to twist the knife the way they always do, finding another way to hurt us as players. Because at this point, they know we're good at dodging plague clouds and fighting off bandits and things. They need to find some new way to torture us for the rest of the game to work, to make this run also suck. There's a part of me that still just basically doesn't believe it. It feels out of character for him. Even though, like, he's fictional, right? Like, the things he says that I like, those are also written, you know, they're scripts too, but fact is, none of Bad Grief is real, so, yeah. Maybe they expected us to take what other people say about him at face value. I find it difficult, but I can't tell if that's, like, a cultural perspective issue. That Saburov, to me, immediately is a terrible person that I don't like and I don't want to have any power. But there are people and cultures where that kind of aggressive strongman act works. Hello, Propane Panda. Welcome. This is gonna be a stretch. Do you remember Barley the Barber, Propane Panda? Knife guy loves killing them folks. We fought 7 knife-wielding dudes as the Bachelor in a tiny warehouse with our revolver. Turns out, all the killings that people were blaming Bad Grief for, and he said, no, it's Barley the Barber. He's the one who did that. My guys have knives, they're all for show. I don't like anyone killing. So I told people, you like Barley, you can leave, get out. Turns out, all that, bullshit. Barley showed up at a convenient time. Bad Grief loves killing people. He likes cutting people open with a knife to see their insides. Bachelor around?
I'm having chest pain.
Hey, buddy. You need me to do anything for you today?
Yes.
Guess not. Guess we're done with the day. Unless we get a new letter at some point. We've got no mail at all today. So yeah, Bad Grief, been lying to me from the beginning, terrible person, and I just covered for him. Because whatever his sins, he's not responsible for the outbreak. Favor, not so directly, but he will be useful to me later. So I can't really have him executed at the gallows. Not yet. Of course, it hurt my reputation to do that. It's okay right now, though, so... how is my food situation? Okay, I've got plenty of meat still, so I don't really need food. Got boots and gloves. I suppose we can spend some time going around and seeing if there's any clothing shops that have anything else. Do that, sell off a bunch of the junk I've been collecting. Continue to look for Schmouter children. Protective gloves as opposed to my disposable gloves, which he won't buy. But he'll take with these silver rings. I assume he won't buy them because I'm wearing them. Those are still good and useful. Probably don't need 20 needles on me, you know, but whatever. My clothing is losing durability very fast. You might be right, it might be for martial arts. Better protected against infection now. I wonder, should I take the clothes off for now? Wait till I'm going through an infected district to throw everything on? Who knows? Who knows? Now I can pay women in town to repair my clothing. They're all seamstresses. It's a pharmacy. Let's just go around and see if there are any other tailors out there. We're mostly killing time. Anarchy, that's a joke for us and us alone. Okay. Pharmacy. Here's a tailor. Same gloves, same kind of boots. You have a cloak for 6,000. I mean, it's a lot, but I am kind of loaded right now. I don't need morphine right now. I've got 2 things of Miradorm and Twirine and multiple black vaccines. Shoot, I can trade 1 black vaccine for this cloak, basically straight up. I'm gonna do that. I don't need both. If I need more immunity, I can buy Twyrene from Andre. Oh, I totally forgot. I have these knives I don't need either. I'm buying this cloak and making money. Alright, we are officially in dope jacket territory. If I put on everything... Okay, cloak or cloth, got it. My protection from an infection is almost at 50%, but also my protection from fire and bullets is significant. We're gonna take these off, because they're literally too good to use now. I can sell this drapery. I mean, shoot. Get my boots repaired. %50 invincible. Yeah. I think protection from bullets is funny because I'm pretty sure the only people that shoot at you are the soldiers with the rifles. And in my experience, they one-shot you. So maybe if you max out on really good clothing, it takes 2 shots. Schmouter girl. Frick. Really, I don't have any cures. Day 4. That feels really, really far behind. Gonna be honest. I feel like I have to be so careful now about handling my quests, I guess. I just can't afford anyone to get sick. It's frustrating to know some people will. It won't be my fault, but I don't know how many, and having no cures, I would hate to get through this whole run and just not have enough and not have anything to do about it except start over. I think that's my biggest fear right now. If that happens, do I just use console commands? Like, that's why I don't have a problem, like, save scumming my conversations at all at this point. I'm not gonna do this whole playthrough a second time. Certainly not anytime soon, at least. So I want to get all of it. Bunch of bottles, that's good. Is Rat Prophet still set up in here? Mark's back.
Even the wisest of men may be so indifferent in ordinary matters, but they are seldom so in their most serious affairs.
That's everything done, right? Yeah, warn the horseback about the danger. I talked to Mark about Maria. I even got yelled at by Maria. I saw 2 items in her inventory and I got excited. Ugh. I'm gonna try something. Never done this before. Hey, I just broke into your house. Nothing to say. I have food. I don't think they'll like it if I take it. It's $1,400 for her to repair my boots. Go ahead and do it. Maybe I'll find better boots later and I'll regret that, but... Okay, so there's people scattered everywhere. A child running around. Most of the models, if they look like models I can talk to for... Hello? Matter? If they look like models I can talk to or trade with outside, I can do so here. Still no schmatter, but they both had more stuff. Is that a thing? Okay, I'm certain this is going to cause problems. She's now cowering from me. Didn't actually hurt my reputation, though. Okay, so I have a guess. If the women see me, they cower. But men, I'm willing to bet they fight me. Yeah. No reputation loss for that, though. Okay, we're gonna load. None of that was worth any of it, but I did get to talk to 2 more Schmouder children by breaking into a house. And I have, what, 6 more lockpicks? Should I be doing that while there are still healthy houses? I don't even know. I don't even know. How do the mechanics of this game even work? Bad grief
Where
calls you
did those
stupid.
lazy bastards go?
Nothing in the well. I do have time, but I just don't know if I should be spending my lockpicks to break into places right now. To talk to more Schmouder children. Like, maybe? How much is a lockpick worth? You know what? I can find an answer to that question. Bad Grief sells them. Let's find out how much a lockpick is worth. I can do that to search a house and steal food. At apparently no reputation loss. As long as I get out without fighting anybody. She sells a lockpick for 5 needles. Okay. I'll do that. I've got plenty of needles.
He who loans a minute owes a year in interest.
It's a good line. You have better boots for 20,000, and a lockpick is 1,000. $20,000 is nearly all my money. I don't know if I can do that. I do have 11 bandages. I probably don't need that many. Sell the morphine. Sell my ankle boots. Okay, so he's definitely selling them at a premium. I want to point that out. I'm willing to bet I could get them for cheaper later at a tailor. Since I'm not struggling for protection of various kinds, I don't think I'll bother. I will buy one of your lockpicks too. Heck, let's buy two. Why not? I've got money. Let's get all three. Okay. I guess we're gonna go harass some children in their home? Yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. While, you know, doing our standard trash can looting or whatever. It's 5:30. I'm gonna go towards Laura's. Check the houses around there. I don't know that it's going to matter. Around Laura's and Yulia's. If I'm trying to guess what houses are more likely to have a schmouter in them. And I'd probably remember them better if I pick a location and I check around there. Maybe they won't be locked in future days after I've picked them, maybe? Anyway, I've got 10 lockpicks, and this is what lockpicks are for, so... Another lockpick for 5 people. So we'll get rid of our walnuts at least. Make our, no, trade. Clean up our inventory a little bit by getting rid of some of the random stuff. Do you have other things for trade? Ammo, okay. Alright, so that's Laura's. Definitely saving. Young children here. Lighting feels very different in this one, even though the layout's the same. She'll give me a replacement lockpick. I guess that's something. I'm down to 18 sewing needles. I just got a letter. So I think I'm going to stop trading for lockpicks now in order to have enough for schmouters. Okay, let's check out this letter. Of the bound fallen ill, The following sanitary precautions are hereby announced. There are citizens, so-called bound, who seem to be extraordinarily involved in the town's happenings. They are regularly contacted by people of different lines of occupation and social standing, including your two colleagues. They also try to compensate when they believe to be your inaction with their own efforts. In consideration of that, the Executor Committee has decided if a bound person falls ill, the door to their home shall be guarded by an executor. While the bound person remains conscious, the executor should collect mail deliveries from them and pass over to them the provisions and medicaments delivered by the couriers. In exceptional cases, it is allowed to visit the patient. To enable communication with the bound person, the executor should resort to higher efficiency antibiotic medicine. Vaccines, serums, and other such solutions should be administered, if available, in the same manner as all of the above. Executors Committee. Went out the wrong side of the house. I have a feeling we didn't receive that as the Bachelor, because the Bachelor's probably the one that made those kinds of orders. I agree it would be difficult to get to Clara's run without already knowing this. Oh, this feels so wasteful. Gotta be honest. If I'm not actually robbing these people, maybe I should be. I don't even know what that is. If I pick it up, the woman is going to be scared of me. Maybe on the way back, maybe on the way back. This room is ominous. It sucks. None, please. Thank you. Oh, not here. Bottle of water. And she didn't seem to care. But now that she's looking in my direction, if I do this... Yeah, now she's scared. Rules seem very wibbly. Dang it, I keep going outside the wrong side of the houses. I can't keep track of which way I went in. That's very bad of me. Don't mind me, I'm passing back through. I don't think I'm gonna find schmouters in anyone's cupboards. can find other stuff. But I don't think I'm gonna find schmouters and panaceas in people's cupboards. No children. No useful children, anyway. Did you go down this way? I did. Okay, I'm gonna call this experiment done. Did I come in this way? Yes. Nailed it. I understand how to break into houses. They are lousy apocalypse preppers. There's food and knickknacks in these houses that I can steal to trade. I can do it while avoiding combat. It doesn't hurt my reputation. That feels very weird as a thing. I'm reminded that I was told by Big Vlad once that this old tradition of hospitality, that you could take what you want from the wealthy people's houses. And I couldn't make sense of that because the Bound, like, don't have anything in their houses. But maybe that's what he means. It's not... People will fight you over it, and fighting people is bad. But they won't actually stop you from taking the food off their tables, I guess. I don't know if any of that makes any sense.
I'm afraid.
You should be. Okay, I guess it's almost 8 o'clock. No new letters. No new quests. Still no schmouters today. Guess I can try to run around plague districts and see if there's more bandits. Or former infected districts, anyway. I could also go into a formerly infected house and deal with the burglars, which is something I never really did. Though they tried to get me to do that on Artemis Run a bunch. I just went without maps. It's like...
Whoa!
I was much worse at that. So these are the crowbars that they were talking about in the Haruspex run. If I came into houses that were already being looted, I could beat them up for their crowbars and then trade them to Notkin for maps. And then I'm free to take anything I want from... I can't use the bed. Worth checking. I'm free to take anything I want from the rest of the house. That was Twirene. knife on the counter. I was worried about there being a second one. Ah! Oh well. I don't think that's gonna be the key to me getting more cures either, especially since I have cash and food right now. It just seems like unnecessary risks. And fighting the knife bandits is basically free. I'd much rather do that. Okay, any chance you have some jackboots? No. I just have the boots I already have. Hey Sticky, how you doing? Just checking in.
I can barely stand. Am I sick?
You better not be. Swear to God. I will admit, for me, Sticky during the Bachelor run is as charming as possible. Whoa, hello. Sticky's legitimately like trying to help. He is useful and has knowledge and desperately believes in the Bachelor as a hero. Streetlights come on at 8 o'clock. So yeah, with all that going for him, it's hard to not like Sticky. Although, for people who prefer the Haruspex run, I don't know what they see in him so strongly. I suspect it's a bigger deal in Pathologic 2. You spend more time with the children. I do like Capella, if we're counting her as an elder child, I suppose. But I feel like she has a solid perspective and isn't trying to screw you over the way Notkin or Khan can be. Cool, nothing going on. I think Murky is endearing, if a little creepy. Yo, hey, what's up? So yeah, I'm gonna lean on Capella. Capella is definitely my favorite child character. She outplays Maria. I will admit that helps. She seems to genuinely want the world to be a better place and has a plan for doing so. Oh, that's good. I do have some exhaustion. Let's go take a nap before mime time. This doesn't look like I'm going to be getting any other letters today. I'm sure I'll get one at 11 o'clock, taunting me from the plague itself, or my sister, or myself. All three of those. That's a little better. We'll start making our way over towards the theater. Maybe we get in a fight or two along the way. There's that letter I was talking about. The chill woke me up today, before dawn. I was lying at the riverbank with my feet under the water. My arms were stretched out and there were handfuls of earth in my grasp. I praised heaven for my salvation, and then turned my thoughts to my beloved children, the ones entrusted to me. It is very difficult to reach them, however, so I have no other choice but to take care of the other bound. I took some of them in my ward already, so you need not worry on their behalf. I placed my hands on the shoulders of my bound ones and went after you. I've been searching for you all day long. Alas, you have slipped away today, as you always do. My wonderful hands did too much labor today. They won't serve me anymore. Everyone will be just fine. I will see you soon enough, my dear. I wonder if that letter is different if you get infected. Propane Panda, do you mean prize fights? stocking up on bandages. There goes a bandit. He's killed somebody. Killed somebody else. Half hour till mime time. I really thought more of the plot would have developed by now, gonna be honest. An unexpected letter from the powers that be. You didn't expect us to write you a letter, did you? But here it goes. You have our attention at last. So, you say that you are meant to become a miracle worker? Now that's debatable. We would assume that you are mistaken, but we don't want to disappoint you, and ourselves for that matter, ahead of time. From what we saw of the Bachelor and the Haruspecs, who have yet to cause us anything apart from petty chagrin, and all too predictable, if sometimes elegant choices, neither of the two have succeeded in overcoming the inevitable. Such is the law, even though we're sick of it already. Don't be surprised. Did you think the powers that be and the law are always in concordance? We did affect this was the case for a long time, but we would no longer pretend for a heart seeker like you. The truth is, we're fed up with the law. This town is precious to us, as you can see. So if you succeed in keeping it intact to preserve it just as it is now, this will be, take our word for it, a true miracle. Compared to that, everything you did before is cheap market tricks of dubious value. Such is our well-considered decision. Unsigned. Yeah, it's from the powers that be, which in this context are the two children. I think I will try to visit them after the theater. They are sick of the game playing by its own rules and would like to see me break those rules. I'll keep that in mind in RST. I can't imagine the rat races are very sophisticated, but if I get an opportunity to sneak up on a rat, I will try. Right, it's left shift for sneak. Do I have an inventory room for a rat? I got a little time. Let's try it. I did sort of accidentally find where that happens. In theory, you can do it in the Haruspecs run, but no one ever mentioned it. I didn't know where to look. Fail.
gates allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
Well, let's go do that.
One of them is trying to fight. Who? This one. The other two will try to thwart their efforts, though.
Interesting. Will they fall into the trap?
I wonder. Look what they've turned the theater into.
I hope they know what they're doing. Unavoidably, blood will be shed tomorrow.
Well, theater's full of bodies now.
When we do not find peace of mind in ourselves, it is useless to seek it elsewhere.
Let's head for the polyhedron. I need to get behind it. And we got a rat. I know the rat race track was near Barley the Barber's warehouse, but it was empty when I went in, so I don't know when it like activates. Like maybe it's an only at night thing, or maybe it's after a certain day, maybe when the army shows up. We'll head to the polyhedron, and then we'll head over that way, see if we can find anything. I have no idea how the rat race mechanics can work. Like, how do you get a better rat? Our guards in front of the cathedral. One thing at a time. Polyhedron, then cathedral. Powers that be wanted to see me break the rules. Bunch of crypto bro gambling addicts. That's my guess in RST. Get yourself some mouse coin. That's what I said, propane. Crypto bro, gambling addicts. Hey, PTB! How is this for breaking the law? Huh? Let me in. Please tell me it's not Ava. Okay, it's the quarantine. You from an infected area? This place has been quarantined. Here's the rules. 12 hours indoors, regardless of time elapsed since leaving an infected quarter. Mark the time of your entrance. If you see someone inside with signs of illness, knock at once. Do not approach the infected person until they are escorted out by executors. We're gonna break the quarantine, aren't we? Okay, we're leaving it alone. We're leaving it alone. A quarantine is a good idea. I have a feeling Katarina's gonna ask me to break into the quarantine. Don't have room for the watch because my other tab is full because I'm holding a rat. Let's go see if we can rat race. It is 1 o'clock in the morning on day 5. Trip across the bridge. Okay, it's one of these buildings right over here. I'm not exactly sure which. but it shouldn't take that long to find. This should be Barley's building, which I can get into. There's nothing here anymore. Nothing there. Cool. Okay, how do I get in there? Here we go. Can I lockpick this? No. Okay. We have a dog head in here.
Okay, look. Here's a new amusement. Rat races. There are always 3 rats. Let's call them Smarty Pants, Easy Game, and Beggar. Smarty Pants is running along one track. Beggar is simultaneously, get it, running along another. And on the third track... I got it, go on. Obviously the rats are different each time. It's about the tracks. Say a rat took the Smarty Pants track, it has to pass all 12 checkpoints. If it comes first, it wins. If you were smart enough to bet on it, you win. That's it. How do I place my bet? You don't. You only bring the rat. Your rat's track is the closest one. If it wins, we'll buy it from you. We'll give as much as 500 coins for a strong rat. If it loses, then we take it away. Haha. Makes sense. Okay. Will any rat do? Get those new ones, big ones with a gray back. They're the most fun. A new breed has appeared recently. They leap 3 meters long and can bite through barbed wire. I wonder where they came from. Okay. The rat sucks. We'll feed it to the dogs. Do you want it back? Keep it. Okay. We try some things. Whoa, this time my rat went straight in. Does that count as interference of any kind? Okay, seems to be random. I can bring a rat here, and there's a chance of getting 500 coins. Random every time. Alright then.
I don't know how you're supposed to know that's a thing. Unless you know it's a thing. You can't seem to interfere with the race in any way. Right. Well, now that that's all done, let's go see Alexander and Katerina and see what they have for me today. Do you think the Rat Prophet will comment on the rat races at any point? Place your bets on that. Dang it. I cannot imagine having enough free inventory space to be able to do a bunch of races at once. But if you did, that could be really profitable. We'll keep that in mind if we are ever absolutely hurting for cash for a quest or something. These rats are literally free. How am I supposed to get in here? Okay, it worked. Ugh.
I've got a firm hand.
Now is not the time to sleep, my daughter. The scythe has been sharpened. The righteous harbingers are riding in, hooves thudding. We ought to be clear now on whom the scythe shall swoop down. People are dying. The hour of reckoning is near. Whose turn is it today? Reuben's time has come. I've received reliable information that he is in the know on everything that Isidore, the father of that accursed Burrock, was doing. It was with him that everything began. Oh, but I know that the Canes put a sizable bounty on Oyun's Reuben's head. It almost matches the bounty on your alter ego. They must have a good reason for it. Georgie is no fool. This closet is a veritable ossuary. Just don't send me to the Canes. Talking to the Canes is useless, whereas honest Reuben will tell you everything himself if you find the red approach. Perhaps he is innocent. I'd like to think he is. I'll find that approach. I've no doubt you will. Who knows Reuben better than everyone else? Vlad the Younger. We are in a diplomatic alliance now. He will tell you the best way to approach the disgraced Oinon. You need not be secretive. Ask direct questions. He likes frankness. Right, I'll do as you say, Father. That is the main quest. Accuse Reuben of being the plague bringer. Katarina? Something more fun, maybe?
Specs went to hunt in barred houses.
How fast the disease is spreading, so many dead already. That is because, up until now, we have been lacking in diligence, and the reason for that is probably not the kindness of your heart, my daughter, but my incorrect choice of objectives. Still, are you ready to resume your endeavors? Yes, mother. We must continue. There are not many bound left. Our town will not be spared for the sake of 10 righteous men. Nay, it will be destroyed on account of a single rebel. As of now, we are losing the battle, and for all I know, my husband may be exterminating the truly faithful in his fury. What will I have to do today? I don't know for sure yet. Desperation is a bad advisor. To make a move too early is always to lose the little we have. But sometimes, even though you know it's the wrong one, you find it hard to hold back. What if you're lucky? That is how we're going to play now. Threatening the Queen. Who are you going to send me to, Mother? The blade of your words must now be pointed at the very heart of the Utopians' false doctrine. Only the Canes themselves are more dangerous than them. I'm talking about the brothers Stamatin, the rebellious architects who have challenged too many things. You will begin with Peter. Convert him. How do I hook him? It all hinges on Maria again. Maria and Nina. Yes, that's too strong a citadel. Only a miracle could help you. Is Peter in love with Maria? He is. Just like his depraved brother Andre. All that they do together. All that they feel together. Perhaps that is their weakness. Convert Peter. Then the fierce Andre will be in our hands too, since they are twins and one cannot live without the other. Alright, I'm going. I mean, Peter is nearby. I think Pathologic uses the twins as symbolisms. I think Pathologic is obsessed with dualities. And twins provide a good vehicle for that.
We easily forget those faults, old boy, which are known only to ourselves. True, so true.
Peter, oh Peter, I know of you this. You have defied the law of earthly gravity and defeated it. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? What? And then I'll drink with you. So what do you think? Will you answer? All right, I will. Do you believe it was your blasphemous deeds that caused this pestilence? I do. Do you realize why it happened? Wait, why are you asking me? I can see you taking me by the hand, leading me here, a circle of light from a bright lamp. Stop. I sought oblivion in my green fairy's embrace. I desired you, so that you could give me a chance to forget, and you're reminding me again? You're lying. Who are you? What's wrong with you? Haven't you seen me before? I don't understand. My head is spinning. Where am I? I thought I was standing at the top of an extremely thin ladder, at a great height. The force of gravity was so strong that my knees gave way. I was so frightened that I lay prostrate and couldn't climb down. I heard people laugh at me far below, but I survived. You're all but dead, Peter. Do you understand what this daydream of yours means? I don't know. I'll do what Andre says. Bring my brother to me. Where are you, brother? You're the only one I trust. I'm surrounded by ghosts, by translucent greenness, maras and chimeras. The double-faced changeling. Only he is real. My support, my bulwark. Why am I double-faced? Look, there are two of you. Oh, chimeras, monsters. One's hanging from the lamp hook on the ceiling, lighting up the place. Your green lips smiling, whispering something. The other one, there she is, laughing at me, crouching in the far corner, dissolved into pondweed. Wait, I'll bring you back to life. He gave me Twirene. Have to convert two instead of one. Men as different from each other as they are similar. Neither of the two will lend me his ear unless the other approves. This will be challenging, as their mutual support will reinforce their dangerous misconceptions. I must approach Andre. There's guards here. Andre's not here. Only green Twirene left. We're out of black, and a shipment marsh is due in the evening. Where's Andre? Alexander is conducting mass arrests. Master Andre has gone into hiding in case we get raided. And a good call it was, too. He was barely gone when patrolmen showed up looking for him. Where is he? No one knows. I suppose he'll return as soon as Alexander stops hounding him. Then I'll tell him there was a young lady looking for him. I'll talk to Sabarov. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about with the design of the Changeling's quests. Big side quest today, and I'm just gonna bounce around this little triangle. This is not going to take very much time at all. Feels like a factor of the game design that hasn't been worked out for her run. We're like thinking about the Bachelor collecting money for the House of the Living. He had to get money from Yulia and one of the Kanes and one of the Olgimskis to bring back to Lara before he could go to the House of the Living. And it's you bounce between three different people in very far corners is just a better designed quest that you needed to plan your routing around. And here, like, why wouldn't I just do all of this at once rather than mixing in the other quests?
Why is no one being buried? That's suspicious.
Did you order Andrei Stomatin's arrest? Yes, the scoundrel is almost as dangerous as his brother. Please let him be for a while. I need to ask him a few questions. So you want him to poke his head out of his hole? Yes. The Inquisitor will arrive soon. It is my duty to restore order before I am removed from power. To fail to do so would be a terrible disgrace. Make an exception for Andre. He won't escape your retribution. I can vouch for it. All right, but remember, the disease's human avatar must be delivered to me within 2 days. If you don't find her, I will hand over the first suitable candidate I come across, so the town is spared Karminski's rough justice. The death of that woman will be on your conscience. All right. Okay, my gentle father will spare the architect. With that, we expect him to be back in his pub. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Not gonna miss out. Gonna be honest, I really expected a twist here.
All which is counterfeit displeases us with the very things which charm us in the original. Yeah.
Come to talk to you about your brother. He's in danger. What? What do you mean, in danger? Now you've truly grabbed my attention. What's happened to him? Let's go. You'll tell me all about it along the way. Andre, oh Andre, I know of you this. You're in love with Maria. Nonsense. I'm not in love with Maria. I admire her. That goes without saying. But I only love one person in the world, and that's my brother. Let's cut the crud and tell me what's threatening him. Andre, I fear that the pestilence has been sent down upon him personally. Even if it were really Saul, what of it? If an injured man burst into your house fleeing from assassins, would you throw him out and at their mercy, just so that no harm should come to your home? Why, even if there were 100 of them, we could only be saved by a miracle. Damn it, I'd grab my dagger and hope for that miracle. Persuade your brother to confess. Concede that the humble are right, and the pestilence will leave the town. What did you say, little pimp? That I should persuade my brother to side with the humble? Go to hell. Feel free to humbly accept whatever you please. Poverty, powerlessness, ignominy, stupidity, weakness, filth, war, but we will not. But saying we have incurred wrath from above for our impudence? Liar. Double, triple liar. I don't know what God you believe in, but I don't think you're even old enough to have a concept of one. You're either a lying impostor or an abominable changeling, a temptress, a thing from hell, a shab-nacked deer, a man-eater, made of dead bones and dirty clay. You heard me. You know the reason. Shut up. What do you know about faith? What do you know about religion? You'd barely been born and already got your head full of the ravings of a failed prophetess, who's writhing her hands in desperation and envy as she's watching a new star rise. And here you are, thinking you can lecture me, even daring to accuse us of heresy and revolt against God? But yes, precisely. And here's what I'll tell you. Only a godless apostate and devil worshipper, which is what you Sabarovs are, could dare deny the greatness of God's design. It's nothing like that tower built out of an ambition to topple heaven. It's a different world, you idiot. This tower was not built for the sake of faith or faithlessness. It's something else entirely. What's the tower got to do with it? I will not betray my brother's creation, and I will not let you tarnish his name. Get lost. Go to hell. Go back to the earth you came from. He is a true fanatic, a knight of arrogance and impertinence. My mother was right to say, it is him and others like him that we have to blame for the pestilence. They are the ones who have caused it, and not the poor souls my father seeks out for persecution. Why do they persist? Can't they see the truth when it's right in front of them? Interesting. It didn't give me a direction there. Let's go back to Katarina. Peter. Let's go to Peter first. I appreciate the characterization of Andre.
That's it. I can't take it anymore.
I've talked to your brother. About what? Don't you remember? About you agreeing to convert to the faith of humility. My faith? Agreeing? Did I agree? How interesting. So what did my brother say? If Katarina is to be believed, it's all your fault. It was your pride that had brought all this upon us. That sounds true enough. Confess. Well, in that case, I'd be better off dead. When I reach that conclusion firmly, and I'm drunk, or if, God forbid, I sober up and get hit by a horribly clear realization, I'll do the deed on my own. Perhaps it's for the better. Farewell, Peter. Wow. I walk upon both sides of the moonlit way, following two different paths at the same time. Do the utopians dare mock the faith of humility? Clara just told Peter the world might be better if he killed himself. I didn't have a choice about that dialogue.
It's beneath a mistress to hang about at night.
I've talked to Peter. Oh, the pain. How did it go? Do you need morphine? Yes, I've taken some already. Would you like me to relieve the pain? No. So what about him? Andre ruined everything. He threw me out. You idiot. Unforgivable stupidity. Why talk to Andre, Maria's paramour, a debauched murderer? He will not leave us alone anymore. He'll begin to guard them now, like a cock guarding his roost. The pain is unbearable. My temples are torn apart with hooks. You're useless. More useless by the day. What did you say? Why hooks? What's the matter with you? I didn't mean to say that about you. Forgive me. This'll pass. It's nothing. Don't listen to me. Need rest. Sleep, mother. What kind of a day is this? Did I do something wrong? That would cause them to change so much? Maybe I didn't accomplish much today or the day before, and I feel these failures were not something I could avoid. My new parents must be very tired by now. I struggle to imagine how difficult this all is for them. And it hurt my reputation. Not a lot, but a little. This is a weird day. I don't
know that I understand what just happened. But I guess that's going to be it for the stream.
Only in things of small value, they usually are bold enough not to trust to appearances.
Alright. I'm gonna go. That'll be it. Thank you both so much for joining me. I guess next week we accuse Reuben of being the plague bearer. Thank you so much. You both have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night.